What's going on, everybody? Captain RoBear here and crew, where the Rare Drop Roleplay presents Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Episode 5.
I can't believe it's been 5.
Oh, yeah.
4 of which we were fighting orcs.
There was
We've
a
been
lot
in
of fighting.
For a while.
Four episodes. No, three. One was all set up, which is about right for the amount of time that we've had in D&D. That's about it.
Yeah.
Did not mean as a criticism. I love it.
Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Be like, okay.
Welcome back. Good to see your faces. We're going to jump into this because you guys know we got a limited amount of time here. Gavin, can we get a King's Coast read from you in the house?
Yeah, I mean, last week you missed out on the blood-splattered bags if you didn't get one for Halloween. This week something else is dropping. Next week something else is dropping. KingsCoastCoffee.com. Get over there. Get on the mailing list because there's tons of stuff coming now that we are entering into the holiday season. I know some people don't like to say that because we haven't hit Halloween yet, and then the holiday season starts. But we're in retail, so we hit the holiday season. So KingsCoastCoffee.com. Use code RINGS, save 10%. Thursday is the last day you can do that. After that, that code is bye-bye. So if you want to get that 10% off, use it before Thursday.
Let's go. Get your fix. Picking up where we left off last week, and a last-second judgment call. Finishing with the Orc Chieftain and the last bit of the wargs. Kevin, you took a fateful shot at the Chieftain and were lucky enough to win in a sleight of hand versus sleight of hand, saving Berlin's life. Tom Bombadil and the rest of the crew racing towards her body. Your eyes have opened, Berlin. Breath coming back to your lungs. The village of Harfoot still ablaze around us. But you are alive. Are you with us? Stranger! Are you with us?
So Berlin opens her eyes. She looks around. She counting heads. She lands on Glunt. Gives him a look. Feeling better. Glunt's here. He's made it. So I get up and I crack my knuckles. Kind of shake it off. And say, all in a day's work.
What's your name, brave one?
Berlin.
Berlin. Name's Tom. He takes his hat off, nods his head. And I'm assuming you're Glunt.
I am. And you can tell Glunt's kind of like a little bit upset. You know, he feels bad that Berlin was in trouble, that Shatterdring, is that what I named his hammer? Because Glamdring was taken. So Shatterdring somehow missed its mark.
Vigor, is this your brother?
It is. That is my brother. It's good to see you again. It's been some time.
Brother, Thanks for hitting me with your axe before, by the way.
Yarnhelm, don't ruin this moment.
Yarnhelm gives it a little cackle, like a ha ha ha, as tough old Bjornings would. And then does a little bit of that arm-to-arm handshake with his brother, and then looks at you, Tom.
That's a hell of a shot, Yarnhelm. I'll take it.
Berlin's life was in danger. It was the least I could do.
Always having to be the hero. Typical.
Ruby, I know we got a little bit of time to breathe here. But do what you need to do. Check the village. See who's left. Gather the survivors. Get them to the edge. Hide them. Do whatever you need to do. We still don't know what that last horn brings. We might be hiding after all. Ruby looks back over at Tom and looks up over at, in particular, Viger. Thank you.
And Viger gets down on one knee and looks Ruby in the eyes and opens his coat and pulls out a honeycomb and hands it to her and says,
Take this. For your journey may be long and treacherous. And you will need this, or it will aid you when you need it most.
Takes a big, big breath. Thank you. We should have been moving already. It shouldn't have happened like this. We should have been gone. The grove was just so fat. You all look up and you can see it's still an orchard burned, but the amount of fruit that's falling and melting and cresting into the ground, it doesn't look like your normal scenario where it's time to move on to greener pastures. Trying to convince him to leave is... Well, why would you? You could tell. You just had to look at the stars to tell, but no one wanted to leave. But that's besides the point. I'm gonna go hunt down who's left. And I'm not leaving without you either. She's gonna give you a big hug. Thank you.
Take care, little one. We will meet again.
You don't leave in my sight after I get these Halfords round up. She breaks her embrace and darts into the shadows of what's left of burning thatch and orchard. Anyone want to do perception checks or investigation? Investigation if you're looking for something in particular. Perception is just a glance around.
I'll do a perception.
All right.
I think Glenn's feeling too guilty to think about it.
10 surface value, just a scan of this village. It is burnt to a crisp. But you notice there's just as much damage to the woods in general as to their thatch huts.
Where are we standing right now?
Figuratively, you guys are in kind of a holler. You're in this valley that drops down in.
After combat, where did we find ourselves? What is whose body are we near? Where did we end up last?
You were close to Bearland, is where we all kind of gathered.
So we were next to the chieftain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's gone, right?
Chieftain's-
Remind myself where we're at. He's
Chieftain
dead.
is dead on the ground.
Perfect. Okay. I would like to investigate the chieftain's body.
All right, roll an investigation check, please. Six. Lot of blood left on this body. Find the tools of the trade. You see the poison that was applied to both his crooked blade and the arrows. You see the horn on his side. You immediately snatch it off the belt, knowing that that's what called the wargs earlier. And it sticks out in your mind that there was one last blast of that horn. You haven't received the receipt yet. Oddly enough, no provisions left on the body. No coinage. No food.
RoBear, question for you. Earlier in the campaign, you had us write an ability down in our notes. Do you remember that?
Write an ability down.
Yeah, you told us to kind of write something on our character notes to possibly use for later. I did not write it down, so I forgot what it was. That's just why I'm asking about it.
What it was.
But do you remember?
Man, I'm drawing a total blank.
Oh man. It was something you told us to write down to have like in our back pocket for later.
Ooh.
But I see none of us wrote it.
I don't remember.
What good little Boy Scouts we are.
Okay, no worries. I was hoping to maybe.
That's why I was like, how about you write it down? I don't have anything
I'm
on.
thinking we would.
Okay. Never mind then. Shit.
If one of the super mods out there pulls that one out, we'll appreciate it.
You might limit it to only one skill during this phase.
No, not at all.
Then I would. Cool. Then I would also like to do a perception check as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Perception check. You pretty much get the same things as your brother.
Yeah.
Nothing new added to the mix.
I don't know. Marilyn thinks something feels kind of off. Sure, it's just her concussion, but I think I would like to perform an investigation.
What would you like to investigate?
Well, you said that the woods were also burned down, right?
Yeah, there seems to be equal parts destruction of the actual valley proper as there were structures. Does not seem to discriminate between the man belt and the forest at large.
See, and that feels weird to me. There's something weird going on. Can we kind of move away from the village and investigate the other burnt area?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
God.
$12. You try to go to the edge of the actual burning. You walk up to an old apple tree. One that's only been partially charred on one side. As you walk up and you put your hand towards the bark, you look and see that part of the darkness on that tree isn't char. And the bark flakes off on your hand, and you can see this strange ichor back behind it that seems to be spreading through the tree itself. As you look up, just on the tip of your nose, a bit of apple sloughs off and hits and drips down, as you can see and smell that fruit has already gone past the point of fermenting in itself and is now beginning to rot.
I'd like to roll a nature check and see if I can figure out what would cause this.
Go ahead. Brutal
Able to roll
rolls.
that with him as well.
Anybody who wants to make a nature check, absolutely.
Oh, good roll, Kevin. Goddamn.
Let's go.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Yarnhelm, Berlin. It's strange and you don't know what's causing this. The fire certainly didn't do this in the short amount of time. And while, yes, the nights are getting cold, no cold snap could have sent this orchard into this kind of condition so quickly. Yarnhelm. As you approach the same tree near Berlin, perks your nose. Strong smell of vinegar. Bite. And you smell it on your brother. And you look down to that small vial of poison. And they have the same basic smell, both on the tree and in the vial.
Is this the vial that he was MC'd with?
No.
Okay.
This
Just making sure.
was what was applied to the weapons that caused actual poison damage, that caused the veins to turn black.
Got it.
Whatever twisted magic tried to control his mind was not of a physical substance and was arcane in nature. This is something
It's physical.
natural, physical.
All right. So I'm giving it a quick little lick and a sniff. When I lick it, it's almost like, you know, that reaction where you pull back, like, ugh. I go, give it a sniff, and say, this is not natural. Give a look around, back and forth. Something is very, very wrong. And now I look worried at this point. This is not good. And trying to scan the horizon, take a look around, any other clues we can find to what is happening to this orchard now.
It's like this whole place has been poisoned. But how could it be? We had a whole village of people here living fat off the land. No one getting
Am I
sick.
the only one that sees the vial too?
You essentially pointed it out to everyone that there seems to be a correlation between the poison that the orc chieftain had and the corruption of this orchard. I don't understand. If this place had been poisoned, these wee folk would have known a long time ago. They'd been getting sick. They would have certainly have wanted to move on. Whatever's happened here has happened quick. I don't understand.
I do another, or actually I didn't do. Can I roll for investigation at this point?
What would you like to investigate?
I want to go deeper into the orchard and see if there's some sort of trail or something, some clue that I can find.
Investigate to
there.
find a greater source of corruption.
Bingo. Rolling now. Nope.
9. It's difficult because how much has been burnt. It's hard to determine right now in the darkness what's charred, what's poisoned. And as you glance around in the darkness, you can't discriminate of, is there a greater source here? Are there only some of these trees poisoned, or are they all poisoned? It's just tough to tell.
Is it possible that I feel any connection to the orchard since I was poisoned by the same source of magic?
I will let you roll a nature check with advantage. Oh man, we can't kick through low rolls.
So you said it was dark, right?
It's dark, it's lit by the fires left remaining of thatch and both orchard.
Can I try and if I did an investigation, does my dark vision apply in any like beneficial way to like a perception check?
Since all of you essentially have dark vision, I'm not
Okay.
doing a disadvantage on any of these checks.
Well, if I did a medicine check, would I be able to essentially do that same check again? Since I'm checking myself for an illness, like
You won't-
I know that like am I able to make the assumption that like the veins that I see, the leftover marks of the poison, am I able to discern that these are one and the same?
Go ahead and roll a medicine check. There's a nat 20. You look at your entry wound and you see the spiral. Fractal in nature, it has spread from a center source and out. So there is not a shadow of doubt in your mind that there's a center source somewhere here, or maybe multiple sources that are spiraling out. You're not sure between the two, but you do know based on your own condition that it does spread, and it spreads wide. And more importantly, it answers the question of quickly. just how rapidly it went through your own bloodstream explains why these little Harfoot have been undetected of the corruption until very, very recently.
So I rip open my shirt and I show the group and
Look at this. This is the same. This is what we see on the tree. There's no doubt in my mind that there's no connection. There must be a connection here.
Like Pierce Bronson in the late 90s, just chest hair, perfect
So
V.
much hair.
just chest hair everywhere. Just oh my god.
It
so
was a
much.
run by fruiting.
I believe we should venture forth into the center. Look at this. Look how it spirals. There's a connection here. We must go deeper into the grove and find the source of corruption.
Hey, RoBear, can I roll a history check to see if I have any knowledge of this wound now correlating to the rot or whatever it is, the evil?
With his nat 20, you can believe. You don't need a roll on it. Now, if you're looking to see if you've ever seen corruption like this before in the woods, go
Yeah,
ahead and
that's what
roll
I'm
a
going for.
history. 12. You've seen blight before, but you've never seen it on a scale this large. While it appears to be something that's naturally occurring, it is definitely hit an accelerant.
Vigor. Deep in the forest of Fangorn, I saw black rot on some of the trees that looks exactly like your wound in these apples. I do not know what it means, but I have seen it before.
I think we should find what caused this so that it doesn't happen again.
Glunt
We
is, like,
fought
off
hard
to the
today. Sorry. Little one, I'm so sorry. I'm so tall and you're so small and continue.
Glunt is off to the side, and he's been just kind of like tooling with Deathless, like doing minor repairs after battle or whatever, which means I am giving the robot a full rest. And
Baby
Let 'em
robot rest.
By the way,
robot rest. Hey, hearing what they're saying, just kind of looks over at Vigor and is like, "Well, I guess we better join you then."
and I look and say,
Well, you kicked some massive orc butt back there. I'd love to have you fight alongside my brother and I.
Hmm.
What if you are a small rogue elf? I feel like I'm very big compared to everyone else. I'm very small right now.
And it's funny because Marilyn is actually very tall.
like how tall compared to a bear?
She's-
We've never stood side by side.
Well,
They
here's
said-
okay.
He said that a dwarf was shoulder height of the bears in one episode. So, if you're in bear form, like on all fours, I don't know.
Oh no, we're out of combat, so I'm no longer
in
big
human
anymore.
form.
I'm back down to I deflated.
Unless Giant's Might is still active.
But wait, how tall are you? How tall is Marilyn?
She's like 6'1".
Oh yeah, dude, we're looking like eye to eye.
Yeah, I'm like.
Come, dwarf, bring your little toy with you. Perhaps he can help.
And
Little
Marilyn.
toy, huh? And then like the Deathless kind of like goes over to him and does like little snips, kind of like R2D2 style, like just annoying little zip zaps, you know.
Give out a jovial laugh to laugh it off and move forward.
Glunt, I want you to roll a perception check or an investigation check while you're near this corruption.
Investigation's higher.
$11. You look down at the roots to this large apple tree. And you can see what looks like glowing embers and a residual heat that seems to flow up from the moss underneath it. Ground is hot.
Now, wait a second, everybody. There's something here. And Glunt's gonna, like, kind of bend over and start digging.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Oh, that's very good. Glunt loves rolling athletics.
Same, dude.
Dirty 20, baby. Let's go.
And it caves almost about 1.5 feet in as it drops into the root structure of this. And you see a bit of smoke billow out.
Does it have a smell?
While foul and full of impurity, it smells of forge.
Glunt's gonna be like waving the smoke away from in front of his face. Oh, they're crafting something foul down there, friends.
Furthermore, whatever they're crafting is flowing directly into these trees. As you look down, there is ample space underneath this tree. You want to investigate and look down into this rudimentary tunnel forge.
How big is the opening?
You've stomped about a foot mud hole in it.
Yeah, I think we should continue to, and I would like to continue to investigate it, yes. I summoned the rest of the party, though. Does anybody have any input?
I mean, I definitely think we should get in there.
I'm game, dude.
Let
Well,
me
we'll keep digging then.
help just a minute. As I'm going to cast Gust of Wind and try to push the smoke away to you, or you can get a nice clear view.
Nothing bad ever happens when a dwarf digs.
Roll that investigation check.
Give it to me.
Oh, daddy.
21, baby.
21. You look across and you can see a rack of crooked swords. A hot anvil underneath in a small, hollowed out corridor. And tunnels that lead to either side.
So are we in it?
No, his head is just looking down
got it.
in.
Okay.
How big are the tunnels? Are they like orc sized? Are they dwarf sized? Are they like
They're small.
they're small?
They're the connecting tunnels. You would have to get on your knees and elbows to get through. The functioning chamber underneath the actual tree root itself,
Yeah.
large enough to stand up in.
Being a dwarf, do I notice anything about the craftsmanship of the room, or do I, just as who I am, do I have any inherent information?
These are absolutely feral. It's worse than my old college house on the corner of Park and Normal. It is a war zone in there. Just rudimentarily carved, haphazardly at best,
Yeah.
rushed.
Well, whoever does this definitely doesn't put time and care into their work.
Matter of fact,
Y'all better. Yeah.
when you look in, you can actually see the small, crushed body of what looks like an orc to the side, where part of the tunnel gave way as it's crushed, laying next towards that rack of crooked swords.
An orc. Cool. Well, y'all, we've stumbled upon something a lot bigger than I thought it'd be. You better have a look. Or I can relay the information.
Yeah, because I would assume we don't fit down there, right, RoBear?
You can get in the
One's probably the
main.
only one.
You can get in the main chamber, but the tunnels are a super squeeze.
Got it.
Okay.
They could. It would just be uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable and very slow.
Can I hop down with the dwarf to take a gander?
So right now, you guys are just looking through the hole. You can try to punch through further and get into the actual chamber if you wish.
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down.
Ooh, double bear punch.
Go ahead and give me athletics checks as you guys begin to make a double bear punch hole.
Okay, Kevin.
Let's go.
Woo!
Oh, the irony.
2 bears, 1 underground forge. As you make a sufficient hole to drop down in without collapsing this tunnel with that nat 20, a perfect place to both lower yourself in and out. You have 2 large branches that have largely not been corrupted yet of the root structure. You're able to lower yourself down into this chamber. As you all file into this small room and you can see the Orcus blades that were forged here, you look up into the tree. I want a perception check from everyone.
I also want to make sure it's known that as we descend, Glunt does so by hopping on Deathless's back, who then puts his little arms straight up and turns them into little propellers, so I ride him down like a little platform.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna have entrances for this. Okay, I want to make sure it's known that I'm in bear form. All right, and I come in with a really awesome swagger walk. All right. I have a walking cane too. All right, Glam.
This is real.
Very
I probably
colorful.
trip
Very
and
cool.
roll in.
A sweatshirt like Glam's wearing right now.
14.
Hey, New York Ren Fair!
I love it. Don't get me
It's
wrong.
over. I had a great time. Thanks for asking, Kev.
I'm glad. Ours is in March.
Berlin,
Yes.
you notice the dark iron anvil that's inside this chamber, clearly drug from one of the other sides as it's been pulled along in the dirt and wedged underneath this spot. You look at as it's still slightly smoldering over the top. A little bit of wisp of smoke rise up from it. As it rises, you look up to the center of this old tree. And for a second, it appears as if it swells and then contracts back down to size.
Okay. Okay, obviously I want to show everybody the anvil, right? 'Cause I'm the only one that has seen it so far. So I motioned to the guys to come check over here, see what I found, and to help investigate the anvil. You said it's still hot, right? It's still smoldering.
There was work being done in this room probably within the hour.
Oh, okay.
Can I dwarf down anything about the anvil? That's what I'm going to refer to it as.
Crude, but efficient. Looking for quantity over quality.
Got it. So this is absolutely not elvish work or dwarven work. It's safe to say.
Absolutely no evidence of elvish influence on this at all. Very,
Okay.
with both of you looking at it, it's almost as if someone's attempting an idea or a thought for the first time. The blades are exaggerated and strange.
Okay.
More bark than bite. As you can see, the jagged edges, it's almost as if they've taken an idea of a serrated blade and tried to improvise. It's very bestial.
Seal.
As if you looked and took inspiration from an animal's mouth.
Well, friends, it looks like someone wanted to make a lot of weapons for a lot of people in a very short amount of time.
I like to pull out the horn from the chieftain and see if there's anything that can, like, I see that resembles anything from the horn to things that were or in the workshop.
Oh.
See if I can make a connection between the two.
Roll an investigation check. There we go. There's a good number. You look at the engravings on the horn, particularly covered in patterns of wargs. This horn of war seems to be very specific in its use. And its patterns are also jagged as well.
Can I, Berlin being a professional wanderer, an adventurer, can I roll a history check to see if any of these symbols feel familiar to her from her travels, if something jogs her memory?
Go for it. Roll a history check.
Nice, good roll.
It reminds you of the Untamed North. Whatever inspiration that's been pulled from here, and these orcs seem to be isolated.
So by the Untamed North, you mean Ferodwaith? That area?
Pulling anything from there and beyond. Pockets of cultures that exist in fringe places that don't necessarily pick up culture of the surrounding. If any of you have had experience dealing with orcs before, you can roll a history check.
Glunt's super smart.
I know some stuff.
Seen some shit.
Pays to have someone that doesn't have an intelligence dump stat. Barrel Glunt. In your history of dealing with orcs, you've known of the elvish influence of their creation. This is if a pocket of these orcs splintered off and were left to themselves to try to figure out things by themselves. It looks shamanistic. It looks tribal.
Do we recognize anything past the tribal? Like who, what tribe of X?
No, between the information that you've gathered here, you can see whatever group of orcs this is have a heavy reliance on wargs and don't seem to have the outside elvish influence that you're used to.
Right.
Seems very primitive.
So it doesn't feel like the Uruk-hai? Because they're more elven?
And you
Or
think
it
back
does?
and you realize that you've never seen anything quite like that primal orc that was absorbed with the long fingernails that seemed to be somewhere between man and beast.
Almost as if they're like being created.
Don't know.
Hmm. I don't know.
It's not like anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Berlin's been around for, a very long time. Say maybe 700 years, and she's never seen something quite like, although it does feel familiar.
All of this is very strange. Why go underneath into the ground? Why not just vent this thing out? Why is it venting through an apple orchard? Why the hell do you mess with these? Why are there burnt bodies everywhere? It seems so wasteful, so useless. What do they want with this place? It's one small village. There's nothing to win here. What do they want? We're quite a ways away from whatever transpired in the Southlands long ago. What's this wandering band doing here?
This might just be the beginning of something terrible. This is no coincidence. This seems dark and evil. We know it's dark and evil. There's more to this.
But what? And how much more time is it gonna be before there's bodies to take these swords up that are laying down next to us?
What say you, brother? You've been very quiet. What should we do?
Well, I don't think we can all fit down these hallways.
And I don't think I want to crawl through them either.
What if we shove the dwarf down one of them?
Do they look like they're like warg tunnels? Like maybe they send the wargs out through these tunnels to do things?
Investigate the tunnel.
I'm gonna.
While you're rolling, can Glunt send Deathless down one of the tunnels?
That's what I was thinking.
I did. No, my great.
Doesn't matter anyway.
But while I'm peering at it, do these scratches look familiar to anyone?
With a 9. Man, whatever drug that anvil through really just plowed and tore up the tunnel that you look down. It's tough to tell.
Can I take a look?
Look at the opposing side. $14. Immediately when you get to this side, wet. Mud is stuck. Matter of fact, there's water this way. Not a left-on water hose, but strong enough that some has been diverted here and has been running. This tunnel looks largely scraped by claws. But it has a steady stream of water trickling through. It's odd too as you look at it. It's as if there is a oilish component over the top that glares back at you.
Ooh.
Can I call Berlin over to look at the oil? She's seen some shit. I feel like she might be able to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Berlin, come, look at this.
Okay.
Do you know what this could be?
So Berlin looks at it. No, I don't. This feels familiar, but I'm not quite sure. It's a little too dark for me to tell. Can I roll perceptions to try and get in and get a better look?
Roll a perception check.
She do be seeing shit.
Nice roll.
Yeah.
How do you want to manipulate this stream of water? Are you putting your hand down to it? Are you putting a blade, picking up a stick?
Yeah, so I unsheath my short sword and kind of use it to get to reach the water and run the blade of my sword through the liquid, I should say, for a bit. And then I pull it out.
As you put your blade down into that stream of water, you can see it almost separate water from oil as it cascades across the left side of your blade. When you pick it up and it runs off, it's as if you're looking up at the night sky for a moment, almost astral in nature. It looks pitch black with splatters of bright pieces that fade, almost as if you're looking at the night sky itself before it slides back off the blade and onto the ground.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen anything quite like that.
When you look back at your blade, you can see that it's stained. Dark like the orcish blades to the side. But not completely their color.
Yeah, so I show everybody, what has become of the sword and try to explain to them what happened with the sword in the water and show them the stain. But I have no idea what it could be. I don't think Berlin has ever seen anything like this before. And it's concerning.
What
I
about
would-
Tom?
I wouldn't
'cause
put
he's-
your hand in that if I were you.
There you go, Kevin.
Wherever that source is running from, we need to find it, and we need to find it quick. Obviously, it's key to the operation anyway. There's probably more of these haulers that are built out. No doubt, building their armaments. But I'm more concerned about whatever the hell this stuff is. Glunt. At this point, with Berlin looking down and seeing something so unnatural, I want you to roll an Arcana check. like a dowsing rod. The hair on the back of your neck stands up as you stare towards that open tunnel, and you can feel the magic as it flows. As dark as it is, as a shadow against your heart, it's almost like a pressure on your chest. That whatever's coming along with that steady stream is magic in nature.
Like bad magic.
Yes. Very, very necrotic.
There's something dark coming, y'all.
We need to find that source, and we need to find it quick.
Well, how do we feel is the quickest way to find it?
Deathless.
We can 1000%.
And the baby in.
Oh yeah, smart. Because we can't touch it, or at least we shouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
So we can't go down the tunnel. The robot can though.
Is the source even in this tunnel, or is it somewhere further? We don't know for sure, right?
Yeah, I would say we should leave the tunnel and go on land, but we won't know where it is. So I feel like Deathless is really the only option to get some sort of understanding of where we have to go.
Can we tell just by like the looking at it, like if the tunnel like just straight for a long ways, or does it curve or arc? Does my dwarfiness can tell by the way the wind sounds echoing through the tunnel, like, you know, if there's a curve ahead, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like I would have some sense of the space.
I put my head to the railroad tracks.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm a magical underground dwelling being.
That's true.
Go ahead and roll history check.
Boom. Ugh. It was almost on a 1, y'all.
Safe.
You know that it's on a gradient. That's for sure.
Okay.
Because we're getting
Down or up?
Yeah, it's definitely going up because you're getting a flow from somewhere that's gradual. Popping your head back out, looking up,
Yeah.
it looks like it's going to the center of this holler. Whether it's
Cool. what I
a
wanna
winding
figure
or
out.
crooked path, it definitely is going to a center source.
I wanted Glunt to eyeball it and see if he could tell if we could follow it above land, like tell what directions it's going, so that maybe we could just walk on top of it.
With knowing that it's a gradient, that no matter whether it twists or turns a little bit, it's definitely headed towards the center of camp.
Huh.
I want to relay all this information, obviously, and perhaps we follow it above ground.
Yeah, towards the center of the camp.
Okay. So you're going to send Deathless
Yeah.
down the tunnel while you all head
think we
towards
need
the
to.
center.
I think we would all go together. I don't think we need to send Deathless down the tunnel.
Agreed.
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 So I ride him like Aladdin out of the hole.
There's an exit.
More Scrooge McDuck by the minute.
Oh,
Freaking
my
DuckTales
God.
style exit.
Man, I really want to get. I think that's such a cool tattoo would be to have Scrooge McDuck diving into his gold, like on your arm. I really want to get that tattoo. I don't know.
Good
If we win Powerball, I'll get matching ones with you.
Yeah.
100%. Perfect time to use the loot emote, chat. You guys are just sleeping on that one. It's killing me. Literally goblin loot. Would never thought it would be so underused. As you guys all make it out of this rudimentary tunnel. One last perception check as you're leaving.
Go.
Come on, dice. No. Jeez Louise.
Man, Chrissy's been crushing it with rolls tonight.
Yeah.
It's that fresh out of a coma perception. She's fresh. She's ready to.
So alert.
That's that NFL style.
Yeah. Yeah. She has to stay awake. If she falls asleep, she might have a concussion, so she has to stay awake.
Big hit of smelling salts.
Berlin, Yarnhelm, spending time over near the source itself. When you pull yourself up and there's more light up above, you can look down on your boots and a little bit on your dagger at this time and see there is blood mixed in with that ichor.
So we can see that now in the light. It's on our boots and weapons.
Yeah.
So that place was pretty much marinating in blood.
Yeah.
Red blood, not black orc blood, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't fucking like that one bit.
No. I mean, we're leaving, so is it worth investigating further on that, or just kind of roll with it,
I
team?
mean, I would reckon there's probably more of this blood wherever we're heading to investigate the source. So,
All right.
unfortunately,
Keep on keeping on.
Exactly. It's my vote.
Go ahead and roll perception checks now that you've gotten topside. Beaker, did you get a roll in there? Oh yeah, you got enough.
Yeah, dude. Rolling low tonight. Rolling really low tonight.
Don't worry, I got you.
Thanks, dude.
You can't roll low if you just don't roll at all. Tom Bombadone,
Fair.
2022.
With an H.
Berlin, you're the first one to see across the silhouette of Ruby towards the center of town. And you can see, not moving, just can towards this structure. And she's standing there absolutely still.
She's by herself.
She is by herself.
Okay. That is unnerving. So I'm the first one out. Everybody else is getting out. I relay this information and kind of maybe expedite our trek over to Ruby.
As you all head towards the center of this Harfoot village, you can see that she has
I think I just figured it out and I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Same, dude.
Her hands that look like it's held next to the structure, but as you get closer, what appears to be structure is a mixture of mud and bodies stacked together like bricks, all around the center of the well.
Oh.
And as you approach Ruby, just dried tears as she has a hand out over this abomination of a structure.
Is anybody? We're all saying the same thing, right? I need to know.
Yes, you are all approaching
Okay.
the same abomination of both flesh and mud. She is speechless, in shock. Hold there. I took every one of them.
I go up to this structure and take a closer look.
For the sake of brevity, it is horrific as you can imagine.
What more do you want to know, Kevin? It's bodies and mud.
Well, the blood on
But-
me and Berlin, and then
Yeah.
the blood
You-
here. I'm trying to find a correlation.
I think
Look
it's
over,
safe to say.
and you can see that it has been built around the actual structure where the well was built. As it drains down, you can see there is something at the bottom of this well that looks like the night sky.
Oh no.
Can I do something really stupid?
Yeah, I mean, you're a bear.
Sure, Kevin,
You're
go
a bear
for it.
man.
Can I pop bear form and dive in? Claws blazing.
You said really stupid, not like absolutely moronic.
That's
Oh my
suicide.
god.
It'll be kind of like Fat Santa trying to slide down.
Okay.
You could
So he's not
definitely
Tim Allen from the Santa Claus.
you could definitely slow wedge yourself down there if you wish. But it's a hard
No.
foot well.
No, it'd be the element of surprise was what I was going for. No.
So as Yarnhelm is starting to like charge up and like eye the well, and he's like getting ready to jump in there, I just like rush up and I put my hand on his chest and I stop him, and I grab a torch, and can I grab this torch and throw it down the well? I'd like to see what's down there.
As you throw the torch down, holding your brother back from wedging himself down into oblivion. You can see the blood draining down the sides through the rudimentary stone and roots. And as your torch lands and hits, a large chunk of ore that shines almost the same as the bits of oil that dripped off of Berlin's blade. You can see the 4 pieces of rope that have lowered this piece in. On either side of the well, whatever this is, the bucket long removed, this was inserted here. Do you pull on the ropes to get a better look at what this is that has been placed in the well?
You said the ropes are broken though, right? Like, so we couldn't like hoist this.
No,
back
no,
up,
the
right?
ropes are still there. You can.
Oh, I thought they were broken. Oh, perfect. So then, so seeing that this ore is down there and the ropes are still attached to it, I beckon the group over.
Look here. Look what is being shown by the torch. Let's hoist it up and have a closer look. Glunt, perhaps you could even get a closer look to it. The most knowledge of it, you're very smart.
Oh man, big brain. Yeah, Glunt
So-
will definitely come over to take a
Perfect.
gander.
Okay, great. Hopefully,
Thank you.
Hopefully my brother, with his big, strong bear muscles, will want to come over and hoist it up too.
Right, Kevin? You're gonna come.
Well, you just stopped me from charging in, so I guess I'll follow you apprehensively.
Well,
And
it's a good
proceed,
thing we
go.
stopped you from plugging it like a stopper with your big bear ass.
Yeah, Berlin's gonna have to.
The whole group's gonna help,
The whole
perfect.
crew. It's a team building.
I wouldn't
exercise.
ask Tom to help though. He'd probably roll a 1 and drop it. So just
Oof.
It hurts so deeply.
Tom goes to pick up the rope instinctually while everyone else is waiting. What are you in the... Come on, let's... Oh my God! It was so close to a 2. That was so close to a 2.
Oh my god.
What are we waiting for? Let's get this thing up here. Everybody give me an athletics check.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yes, dude.
20 billion.
Good.
22.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, acrobatics, you were saved. Athletics.
Oh, athletics. Just kidding. That makes more sense.
And Berlin did
Yeah.
a double somersault over the well.
look at me.
Exactly.
Look at me.
As you all
I
begin
can do. Sorry.
hoisting up whatever this piece is. It is heavy. It is almost the size of the well proper. As you pull up, the more and more you can see it's a ball of the night sky. You pull. You pull. Eventually, this thing's almost about 20 feet away. But it shines like a 24-karat nightmare, gleaming back at you. A mixture of Goldschlager and Jaeger at the bar, eyeing back at you, making your stomach churn. You pull up the last 10 feet. And that's when I need all of you to roll a nature check as this chunk of ore unlike anything you've ever seen. Glunt, roll yours with advantage.
We roll it again. Yes.
Viger, Yarnhelm. You both instantly realize that it wasn't all just trebuchet as you stare at a piece of the stars itself. Glunt, you look down at a mysterious material 5 feet away. As you pull up, you see it has the constellation of a jagged mouth shining on its side as you pull up this meteor. And you look at either side of it glowing. And the constellation over the top fades like fireflies up into the air as you hear this rush, as you realize you've pulled the keystone up and out of the well as it begins to rush, as you can feel the pressure in this well flow beneath the ground. As it swells and flows out, you look at the trees in Berlin. You see them swell like you did before, but it looks as if they all take a deep breath. And you can see one after one pulling themselves up from the tree roots. These large blighted treants from the entire orchard begin to unroot themselves.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
As you look at them, you see no face, but the jagged style serrated mouth that you saw across down in the crypts, as one after one begins to pull themselves up. As you stare around in the center of this destruction, surrounded by large, blighted, and burnt treants with jagged tooth smiles. That is where we pick up for our last episode next week. Join us!
What? Oh my god.
We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.
Oh my god.
Are we getting to say goodbye? I don't know if
I did not see this coming.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Love you all.
Wow.
See you for D&D later on my channel tonight for more emotional damage.
For real.
Don't miss the last showdown next week. We're gonna get as much in as we can. We love you. Good night.
Bye.